Finally, after a long time, I get to get my ass outside where it belongs, actually. So yeah, join me on the first ever time in this woodland, which I just seemingly randomly found. It's so weird. I was getting flustered earlier because couldn't find anywhere. And you can probably tell by the video which I'm overlaying now, the amount of devastation across quite a large section of mid Wales. It looks like a big eclectic mix between Storm Dara and a few other storms, and a massive big program to deforest the place. Now, I spoke to a couple of guys that I know where I get firewood from now and again, and they said there was a long-term plan years ago, and I think it's somewhere between 30 and 50 years, where they plant these new seedlings for these trees, and they come to, you know, some point of fruition, and they cut them all down. It's it's quite shocking for me, actually. I didn't realise that so many parts of Wales had plantations just to grow timber and cut them down, and that's it. Wow, it's a big surprise and a shock, if I'm being honest. Coming from England, there's lots of ancient woodlands and they wouldn't dare go anywhere near it with a chainsaw. But out here, I don't know, I just get the feeling that Wales is absolutely being used big time. Yeah, find any scrap bit of land and whack thousands of larch or pine trees all over it, give it 20-30 years and chop it all down and plant some more. And you know, it is a shame, because I feel there needs to be more woodland areas for, you know, the public and whatnot to de-stress. So join me for a little wander on this really crazy little stop off. It was so weird. I was driving around and I was getting really disheartened by it. Everywhere I looked there was storm damage. It was horrendous. It's absolutely heartbreaking, to be fair. And you know, all of the deforestation which I just talked about. So I just stopped in the middle of nowhere, got out of the car, turned the engine off, shut my eyes and stood towards the sun with my hands up in the air, and I just said out loud, because there's no one around, well, I don't care anyway, I just said, guide me towards some woodlands where I can make some videos and feel at peace, and it has to be today. And I had a big smile and I said, thanks for helping. And guess what, 1 hour later, here I am. I'm not joking. This is one of the most beautiful woodlands that I've seen since I've been in Wales. The one which I'm about to show you now was where I filmed quite a few videos, and me and my partner Rachel spent some time, and we absolutely fell in love with this place. But as you can tell, they cut the whole lot down, and it really did tug at our souls when that happened. It was a real shame, but you know, we can't stay still. Life is a journey. We need to keep moving forward. There's no use crying over spilt milk, as they say. So I found this place. It's bloody awesome, but one bit of a pain in the arse. There does appear to be mountain biking going on. Oh, so I'm sorry if you're a mountain biker, but wow, it just seems that any beautiful piece of woodland seems to be for the mountain bikers. You know, they're driving around everywhere and they're exposing the tree roots and, you know, making the paths a bit of a nightmare because they've got all of that abrasiveness on the tires when they brake and they skid. It's not very good for the ground. So hey ho, it is what it is. It's my opinion. But all that being said, I'm getting out of breath. It's all uphill, and yeah, as you probably realised by a recent video that I've done about the fallout of what happens with the police, it's affected me mentally. So to me, this is an absolute tonic. Oh, I can't begin to tell you how beneficial this is. I'm feeling so much better. And the weird thing is, you know, I've been talking, some might say preaching, over the years about how good it is to be in the woodlands. And, you know, I admitted, yeah, I've probably got depression, based upon what's happened. But it's a weird thing, because when you're in that state, yeah, let's go and sit down now, better not. The sun would be behind, that's not good for filming. But no, when you're in a depressed state, even simple things which you would normally do, you don't even have the gumption to do. And, you know, and part of that was not listening to my own advice. So here I am, absolutely listening to my own advice for once and helping myself. Oh God, it's awesome. It really, really, really is. God. You know, I'll park down right at the bottom at the car park. Whoops, sorry about the camera work. And there's a few cars there, but I've not seen a single soul. Listen to this. Not bad, is it? Wow, it looks like it's sloping down there. And yeah, there's evidence of little mountain bike trails. But for me, I just wanted to come out for a drive. I recce'd some areas on Google Maps via satellite image, which is what I recommend people do if they want to find somewhere to go to unwind, practice skills, that sort of thing. Ah, look at this, there's a bench. The universe provides. Check it out. Hello, fella. So yeah, man, let's go and park our little backside on here. Look at that. Really, really cool. So yes, I'm not even sure why I'm doing this video. I know I need to do it for myself, but I wanted to bring you guys along because I know that some of you out there can't do this, and there's so many reasons why. And listen, don't ever go at people, you know, don't be an ego idiot and say lazy or any of this sort of stuff. You know, there's so many reasons why people cannot do what I'm doing right now, and I completely understand. All right, so this is for you guys. I'm taking you with me. So we're just going out for a walk. We're coming down for a nice little bench just at the right place for a sit down. And mainly, while I'm here thinking about it, my heart's telling me to thank all of you guys who have been with me on my journey. And my journey started back in 2012, and there's been lots of ups and downs, big life changes, highs and lows, goods and bads. It's been crazy, but I would say I'm living and I'm not just existing. Now, let me explain. When I decided to leave the rat race back in 2021, I literally walked out of a perfectly good career job with good financial prospects. But with that was a lot of stress, a lot of bullshit, red tape, etc. I just couldn't do it. Every single fibre in my being was saying, just go. So I listened and I did. And you know what? It's the best thing I ever done was to walk out of that crazy job. And when I went through that door, I felt an overwhelming sense of freedom and relief. That's true. And my God, I'm so glad I had the balls to do that, because I know lots of people, and maybe some of you might be watching right now, who are scared to leave that job. Let me just give you some advice, okay? If it feels bad or it feels wrong, don't do it. And that, if that means doing your job, if you don't like it there, don't go. And it's easier said than done, of course, but you need to grow a pair and do it. Okay, make it up as you go along. Just get out of there. You owe it to yourself. You're better than that. Okay, no one deserves to be a robot in a factory or whatever it is. Okay, no one needs to be serving people with crappy wages, putting up with loads of abuse. No one deserves that. Okay, you're better than that. So take my advice, have a good think about it, and do something. Get out of there. And I did, and it's led me right here, right now, on a crazy journey. And with all of the crap that's happened to me recently. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, there'll be a link at the end of this video about what I'm talking about. Okay. So for me, I really needed to get out, and I couldn't have done that if it wasn't for the help of you guys. Now, there's been a lot of people supporting me, and I can't tell you how humbled I am, truly. Okay. Some of the donations have been insane. One guy donated £1,000, and it just absolutely just made me cry, actually. You know, for the things that I do, you know, I really did put my neck on the line, and it's ended me up in deep stuff, and I'm trying to crawl out of that bad soup. It's thick soup. Okay. Though this is like a kettle of hot water diluting the soup for me. This is great, and I can walk out of the soup. It's not so thick and heavy, if that makes any sense. I know it might do to some of you who have had depression, PTSD, that sort of thing. All right. So if it wasn't for you guys helping me financially, I wouldn't have been able to afford the fuel to come out to where I am now. I wouldn't be able to afford to get some quality fresh food to nourish myself, rather than living off of tinned food. And I've been living off tinned food since Christmas, perhaps. Okay, it's been tough. So you guys who have helped, you know who you are. Now, I was going to name some, but I don't think it's fair, because if I was to name some, I need to name everyone, and there's been so many, the video would be 3 hours long. So you know who you are. There is links below the video as well for all different ways if you want to help. It's appreciated like big time. But for those who've helped so far, I can't thank you enough, because it's enabled me to come out here and to really de-stress. It's soul nourishing. Okay. I was driving around the mountains of Wales, and I was looking around. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay. The landscape's incredible. But, you know, part of me just yearns for woodland. I love the woodlands. Now, I've seen a lot of, in Wales, it's like the plantations, and it doesn't seem natural. They're all planted in straight lines. Some of the reservoirs look like they're man-made. So I'm yearning to find authenticity. Okay, my partner has taught me all about being your authentic self, and you're so right, darling. I'm not joking. We need to do shadow work, all of us. We need to look at ourselves and to say to ourselves, what don't we like about ourselves? Am I narcissistic? Am I rude? Do I lose my shit easy? Is that good or bad? If it's bad, what do I need to do? And then you could look at why that could happen. Is there unresolved things in the past? Bullied as a child, for example, or whatever it is, okay? Go back to all of those events and say to yourself, remembering that moment, I'm different now, I'm a grown-up, okay? That was the old me. I'm on a journey now of leaving the old me behind, and I'm starting a new journey with the new me. And part of that means shedding, you know, people, friends maybe, who I feel don't serve me no more, okay? I feel if they're holding me back, I feel like if they're disrespectful, if they're rude, if they're using me, they're gone. I haven't got time to hold on to the old stuff. Let it go. Then that's great advice, okay? If any of you are feeling that way at the moment, there is something happened recently which is really hard to explain, some weird energy shift perhaps, I don't know. But things have changed. You can almost see things a lot clearer now than what we probably used to. It's almost like a rift, you know, live in fear and carry on doing as you're told, or just don't live in fear, don't worry, and just carve out your new life, okay? And part of this is probably one of the very first steps into doing that. So like I said, if it wasn't for you guys helping me, like I say, just to get the fuel to come out here and fix my car, I spent £4,000 trying to keep the car on the road, and I was absolutely screwed over by a terrible mechanic. I've got it sorted now, and I'm so grateful to you guys for helping me. Like, I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am for this community, which is here, okay? It's really awesome, And, you know, think about it as a journey. You know, you're walking along a big straight line, and some people will come and join you and walk with you on that line. And when their times come to go off and walk their own journey, then they'll do so. And to me, that's how it's meant to be. Okay. If you're walking along your journey and there's someone with you and they're not serving you no more, just just say, I'm doing my own thing now. And you know, and if there's certain music that you like and this other person doesn't like, then so be it. Be authentic. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And this little bugs and crap flying around. It's been ages since I've been in some decent woodland. So yeah, I feel good right now. And it's mainly thanks to you guys supporting me financially. Okay. So let's go for a little walk, eh? I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to I can't believe after all of the hours driving around and seeing devastation from the storm, Storm Dara, it really did hit mid Wales. It's probably ancient history now, but to people who live out here, they know how it affected them personally. It's been insane. And like I said, all of the deforestation is beyond a joke. And it really got to me. So to find this place, after asking the universe to provide it for me, I am not joking. The only way you can do this is you need to raise your vibration, okay? You need to raise your vibes. Because if you're living in fear, you're scared, you're upset, you're depressed, you're annoyed, you ain't going to manifest nothing. You need to put yourself first, put everything else on hold, do what makes you happy, and just pull happy things towards you. Whatever makes you laugh, comedians, whatever it is, the woodlands, remote controlled car racing, whatever floats your boat, okay? Whatever makes you happy, do it. And anything that triggers you, upsets you, just leave it. Turn it off. Turn it off. Let it go. Let it go. And then your energy will start raising. The frequency will start rising. And guess what? Yeah. I can't believe I just created this. It's mad. And I know some of you think, oh my God, Frankie's talking, whatever. Well, do you know what? I don't care. It doesn't bother me no more. When you lose the fear, it doesn't bother me what other people say about me, okay? They're free to say whatever they want, good, bad, or indifferent. And if it's bad, then maybe they need to work on why they are talking bad stuff. So, yeah, thank you guys. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate you guys helping me get back on the road. Now, I'm planning to do some videos. Now, one of the main reasons why I wanted to find some woodland was to make videos in, and there's nothing within like a 20-30 mile radius from where I live. It's a nightmare. It's either private, it's been blown to bits, or it's been cut down. It's that bad. So to come out here and find this place, I'm gonna pin it on my phone, and I intend to come here as much as I can to make videos for you guys. Now, I know some of you have you know, unsubscribed because of my political stance on how we're being screwed. That's led me down a road of bad stuff, bad energy, not good. So that thing's persistent, isn't it? So I can't wait to get out here and start making some videos. Now, do you know what? It's a public woodland, but I don't care. I am going to do an overnight camp here very soon. I just feel it, okay? And yeah, I just itching to get going. So you guys who have followed me from the beginning, who was keen on me, basically, in the world of preparedness, okay? If you have to leave your home to go to somewhere safer, to me, it makes common sense. To stay in a home, which is a very dangerous place at a dangerous time, doesn't make any sense, okay? You're putting yourself and your family in danger. I've always leaned on the side of, yeah, stay in your home as long as you need to, that's safe. When it becomes unsafe, you have to leave. You have to have a plan. You have to go from A to B, okay? But between A and B, it might be 3 or 4 days walk. So inevitably, you're going to need to spend the night somewhere. Now, what I'm going to endeavor to be doing is to be trying all sorts of bits of kit and equipment, okay? I've done videos before years ago, but some of that kit and equipment is out of date. It's too heavy. They don't make it no more. It's discontinued. Now there's cheaper, lighter, stronger kit and equipment, which I've got no idea how it will fare. So all I can think of doing was getting some of these new items, testing them out and seeing if they're good or bad. And trust me, I will tell you the truth. Okay, if this kit, whatever it is crap, I will tell you. All right, I will. The amount of stuff that was sent to me years ago from China, as soon as I opened the box and looked at it, I was like, nah, no way. I am not recommending this to my subscribers. No way. I can't have it on my conscience for people who follow me to buy kit and equipment I recommend that's going to let them down. No way. I'm not having that. It's just not on. So I'm itching to get going to testing out new tents, new bashes, new sleeping bags, all sorts of outdoor stuff, which is going to help us in the preparedness world if we have to bug out and do it for real. Okay. If you haven't been paying attention, the world is changing. And I don't think it's going to go back to pre-2019 either. Okay, so we need to be on the ball. We need to get out and practice some skills. Because, you know, if you're a head of a family, if you're the dad or whatever, it's down to you. You're the boss. What are you going to do with your family? Do you know how to light fires in many different ways? Do you know where to set up your camp? How? When? Why? What are the dangers? Should you hide? You know, you need to know this stuff before everything comes on top and you're going to find out the hard way. The chances are you won't make it, and then you're going to leave your family exposed. So we're going to try to bring people along on this educational, fun journey of preparedness, and especially outdoors. All right, so join me for a mad ride coming soon. All right, so like I said, all of you guys who use the links below to help support me, not joking, you guys mean the world to me, and without you I probably wouldn't be here right now. In fact, I know I wouldn't. So you guys take care. Thanks for watching and stay funky.